There is a thief that has been stalking you for decades. He is silent, relentless, and he operates in plain sight. You see his fingerprints when you look in the mirror in the morning. You feel his heavy hand on your shoulder when you try to get out of bed. You hear his whisper when you forget a name, or when a passion you once held burns down to a flicker of ash. We call this thief time. We have been taught, conditioned, and scientifically indoctrinated to believe that time is the master of our biology. We are told that decline is inevitable, that the fading of your strength is just the natural order of things. But what if I told you that a higher court has just issued a new decree? What if I told you that the natural laws of time are being overruled by a supernatural mandate specifically for you right now? Something shocking is happening in the spiritual realm, and it is beginning to manifest in the physical cells of your body. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you, and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuzazara readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. You are not just aging, you are aging backwards. This is not a metaphor. This is not positive thinking. This is a divine recalibration of your existence. Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal challenges everything you have learned about your biology and your destiny. By the end of this video, you will understand why that sudden heat you've been feeling in your hands or that strange, inexplicable clarity in your mind are not random symptoms. They are evidence of a reversal. A prophecy is unfolding, one that speaks of the restoration of the years the locusts have eaten. But before we unlock the specific signs that confirm this process has started in you, I need you to anchor yourself in this community. If you believe that your best days are ahead of you, not behind you, click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Do it now as a prophetic act that says, I am ready to receive. And if you are feeling a shift in your spirit already, hit the like button to signal to the algorithm and to the universe that you are part of this remnant. Let's look at the reality of where you are. If you are over 35, 40, or 50, you know the narrative. Society tells you that you are in the maintenance phase of life. You are expected to manage decline. The doctors talk about preservation, not expansion. You might be feeling the weight of responsibilities, mortgages, children, aging parents, career ceilings. That heaviness releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which literally bathes your cells in a corrosive chemical bath, shortening your telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA. Science tells us this is how we age. Stress eats away at our cellular integrity. But here is where the divine intervention intersects with biology. A command has been released from the throne room. It is a command of restoration. This is not just about looking younger. It is about the structural repair of your vessel for a specific assignment. God is not in the business of maintaining old wineskins. He renews the wineskin so it can hold new wine. You are being prepared for a Caleb anointing. In the scriptures, Caleb declared at 85 that he was as strong as he was at 40 to take the mountain. How is that possible? Was it just good genetics? No. It was a spiritual vitality that superseded biological decay. This is what is happening to you. The fatigue you have felt for the last few years, that wasn't just tiredness, it was a spiritual heavy lifting. But now, the burden is being lifted, and the energy that was used to carry that weight is being redirected to repair your body. I want you to pay close attention, because the next few minutes are critical. We are going to walk through the tangible signs that this aging backwards phenomenon is active in your life. Some of these you may have dismissed as oddities or even worried were symptoms of something wrong. The first sign is a change in your sleep patterns and dream state. You might find yourself waking up between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., not tired, but alert. The world tells you this is insomnia or age-related sleep disruption, but in the spiritual context, this is the watchman's hour. Your spirit is being woken up because your body is recharging faster than it used to. The heavy, comatose sleep of escape is being replaced by the restorative rest of the righteous. During these hours, God is downloading new software into your mind. You are waking up with solutions to problems that have plagued you for years. Your brain is undergoing neuroplasticity, the ability to form new connections at a rate usually seen in children. If you have been waking up at these hours, do not reach for your phone. Do not reach for a sleeping pill. That is a trap. Instead, sit up and say, "I am listening." This is your recharge station. The second sign is a sudden intolerance for toxicity. This includes toxic food, toxic media, and toxic conversations. In the past, you could tolerate junk food or drama-filled gossip. You could sit through hours of mindless, negative news. Suddenly, your system rejects it. You might physically feel nauseous when you eat processed sugar or heavy dead foods. You might feel a headache come on instantly when you are around people who complain constantly. Why is this happening? Because as your body ages backwards, it is returning to a state of purity. A child's body instinctively knows what is poison. You are regaining that divine instinct. Your cells are vibrating at a higher frequency, and low-frequency fuel, whether it's bad food or bad energy, is no longer compatible with your new operating system. This is not a diet. This is a biological alignment with your purpose. Before I reveal the third sign, which is perhaps the most physically noticeable, I want to ask you a question. Have you noticed that your taste in things is changing? Not just food, but what you find beautiful. Let me know in the comments. Write, "I am changing," if you feel this shift. Now the third sign, the glow and the softening of features. This sounds superficial, but it is deeply spiritual. People might start asking you, "What have you been doing? You look rested." They might ask if you've changed your skincare routine. You look in the mirror and the lines of worry, the worry lines that are etched by cortisol, seem to be softening. This is because the peace that surpasses all understanding is not just an emotion, it is a biochemical state. When you truly enter into divine trust, your body stops producing the chemicals of fight or flight. Inflammation, which is the root of aging and disease, begins to subside. The holy light is literally emanating from your cells. Bioluminescence is a real biological phenomenon. Living things emit light. As your spirit expands, your physical light increases. You are becoming radiant. This is the glory of God, modifying your physical countenance, just as Moses' face shone when he came down from the mountain. You are spending time in the presence, and it is rewriting your face. But there is a deeper layer to this. We need to talk about the mental fog clearing. For many over 35, the brain starts to feel like a crowded room. You walk into the kitchen and forget why. You struggle to find the right word. The world calls it senior moments. I call it a lie. The divine command for you is clarity. What is happening right now is a clearing of the debris. The Holy Spirit is sweeping through the corridors of your mind. You will find that memories from years ago, good memories, skills you thought you lost, are surfacing. You are regaining the sharpness of your youth. This is crucial because the assignment God has for you requires a sharp mind. You are not fading into obsolescence. You are stepping into your era of wisdom, combined with vitality. This brings us to a critical point, and if you miss this, you miss the power of the entire process. Why is this happening? Why now? God does not reverse aging just for your vanity. He is not restoring your youth so you can just look good in photos or relive your 20s. This is a military strategy. The kingdom of God needs experienced warriors who have the energy to fight. The world is in chaos. There is a need for leaders, healers, mothers, fathers, and mentors who have the wisdom of age, but the energy of youth. You are being recycled, renewed, and re-equipped because there is a mission that only you can fulfill, and you cannot fulfill it from a hospital bed or a state of exhaustion. The enemy knows this. This is why, right before this breakthrough, you likely faced an intense wave of attack. You might have felt physically battered, emotionally drained, or hit with a sudden health scare. That was the resistance trying to stop the rebirth. The enemy wanted you to agree with the diagnosis of decline. He wanted you to say, well, I guess I'm just getting old. When you agree with that, you sign a contract with decay. But today, we are tearing up that contract. I want to share a secret about time that the ancient mystics and the apostles knew. Time is subject to the Creator. In the book of Joshua, the sun stood still. In the story of Hezekiah, the shadow on the sundial moved backward. Time is not a fixed prison. It is a servant of God's will. If God needs you to have 20 more years of prime impact, He can synthesize that time in your biology. Science calls this epigenetic modification, the ability of your environment and belief systems to turn genes on and off. Faith is the ultimate epigenetic signal. When you believe you are being renewed, you send a chemical signal to your DNA to repair itself. Let's talk about the pain paradox. This is something many of you are experiencing right now. You might feel strange aches, fleeting pains that move around your body. It's not the dull ache of arthritis. It's a sharp moving sensation or a feeling of heat in your joints. You might panic and think, I'm falling apart. No, you are being put back together. Think about when you go to the gym. The day after a workout, you are sore. Why? Because you tore muscle fibers to build them back stronger. The Holy Spirit is working out your spiritual and physical muscles. That heat you feel, that is the refining fire. It is burning out the stiffness. It is lubricating the joints with the oil of gladness. Do not claim the pain as a disease. Claim it as the growing pains of your second youth. There is a specific trap you must avoid as you undergo this transformation. It is the trap of nostalgia. As you start to feel younger, you might be tempted to try and recreate the past. You might want to go back to old relationships, old habits, or old ways of living that you had when you were 20. Do not do this. You are not going back in time to repeat it. You are bringing the vitality of the past into the wisdom of the present. This is a new thing. Isaiah 43:19 says, Behold, I will do a new thing. If you try to pour this new wine into the old wineskin of your past lifestyle, you will lose it. This energy is for your future purpose. Now I have to reveal something that might shock you. It is about your relationships. As you age backwards, as your vibration raises and your vitality returns, you will notice that some people become uncomfortable around you. They are comfortable with your decline because it matches theirs. Misery loves company, but vitality is intimidating to the stagnant. You might find that old friends drift away. They might say, you've changed, or you're too intense now. Do not grieve this. This shedding is necessary. You are an eagle renewing its youth. When the eagle renews its beak and talons, it goes into isolation. It is a painful, lonely process, but it emerges as a king of the sky. You are in your eagle phase. The people who are meant to be with you in this next chapter will be attracted to your light. They will be people who are also growing, also running, also alive. We are approaching a pivotal moment in this video. I'm going to give you a practical activation, a way to accelerate this process. But before I do, I want to challenge you. Are you brave enough to accept this? It takes courage to be healthy in a sick world. It takes courage to be energetic in a tired world. If you are brave enough, type, "I accept my renewal" in the comments. Let that be your declaration. Here is the activation. It involves your voice. Your voice is a frequency generator. Proverbs tells us that death and life are in the power of the tongue. For years, you may have been speaking death over your body without knowing it. "I'm so tired. My back is killing me. I'm getting too old for this. My memory is shot." Every time you say these words, your cells obey. They say, "Master commands fatigue," and they shut down. You must change your command language. Starting today, for the next 7 days, I want you to engage in the mirror decree. Every morning, look yourself in the eye, pupil to pupil. This connects your conscious mind to your subconscious soul. Speak these words. "My youth is being renewed like the eagles. Every cell in my body is vibrating with the life of God. I am strong, I am sharp, I am vital. Time serves me, I do not serve time." Do this for 2 minutes. It will feel foolish at first. Do it anyway. You are reprogramming the biocomputer of your mind. You are overriding the virus of aging. As you do this, pay attention to your hydration. Water is the conductor of frequency. You are a spiritual being living in a water-based body. Increase your water intake, and as you drink, bless the water. It sounds mystical, but even science has shown that intention affects the structure of water molecules. Drink with the intention of cleansing and renewal. You are flushing out the old debris, the cellular waste of stress and trauma. There is another aspect of this reversal that is rarely spoken of in church or science labs. It is the return of wonder. Remember when you were a child and the world seemed magical? A sunset could stop you in your tracks. A thunderstorm was a thrilling event. As we age, we become cynical. We've seen it all. We lose our wonder. But as this divine recalibration takes hold, you will feel the return of wonder. You will find yourself pausing to look at a flower or the way the light hits a building. You will feel a sudden surge of gratitude that brings tears to your eyes. This is the softening of the heart. A stony heart ages you. A heart of flesh, a heart that feels, is a fountain of youth. If you have been feeling more emotional lately, more touched by beauty, this is a massive sign. Your heart is being massaged back to life by the Creator. The world wants you to believe that your prime is a number. They tell you 25 is your prime. That is a lie. Your prime is whenever God decides to use you most mightily. Moses was 80 when he started his real job. Sarah birthed a nation when she was past the age of bearing. You are part of a lineage of late bloomers who defied biology because they carried a promise. The biology had to catch up to the promise. You have a promise hanging over your life that is yet to be fulfilled. That book you haven't written, that business you haven't started, that ministry you haven't launched, that reconciliation you haven't seen, that promise is the fuel for your body. Your body cannot die and cannot decay as long as that promise is active and you are aligned with it. I want to address the skeptics for a moment, the voice in your own head that says, "This is too good to be true." That voice is the guardian of your limitations. It tries to protect you from disappointment by keeping you in mediocrity. Thank that voice for trying to protect you, and then dismiss it. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You don't wait to see the youth to believe it. You believe it, and then you see it. You must walk with the posture of a king or queen before the crown is placed on your head. Straighten your spine right now. Take a deep breath. Feel the oxygen flood your brain. That is the breath of life. It is free and it is infinite. The restoration is also happening in your finances and your resources, because you need resources to fulfill the mission. As your energy clears, your ability to attract abundance returns. The brain fog that kept you from seeing opportunities is lifting. You will start to see connections you missed before. You will have the energy to pursue them. This is a holistic turnaround. It is not just skin deep, it is soul deep, pocket deep, relationship deep. We are entering a time on this earth where things are going to get faster and more intense. God needs his people to be the most stable, strong, and vibrant people in the room. You are being upgraded to handle the voltage of the coming days. Do not look at the news and despair. Look at your internal change and prepare. You are the ark, you are the vessel, and the vessel is being reinforced with steel and gold. I want you to think about the clothes you wear. This sounds trivial, but it is symbolic. Stop dressing for invisibility. Stop wearing the uniform of the invisible middle-aged. Wear colors that speak of life. Dress your body as the temple it is. When you dress with dignity, your body responds with dignity. When you hide your body in shapeless, drab clothes, you are telling your cells to go to sleep, to hide, to fade. Wake them up. This journey of aging backwards is continuous. It is a walk, not a sprint. There will be days where you feel the old weight trying to return. That is the test. On those days, you must double down on the decree. You must rest, not quit. Rest is a weapon. Sleep is a weapon. Joy is a weapon. Laughter is a weapon. When was the last time you laughed until your stomach hurt? That releases a flood of healing chemicals that no pharmacy can replicate. Find reasons to laugh. Watch comedy, play with a dog, be silly. Seriousness is a side effect of the heavy spirit of the world. Joy is the frequency of heaven. As we draw to a close, I want to seal this with a specific focus on your hands. Look at your hands. These are the tools of your trade, the instruments of your kindness. Lay your hands on your own heart. Feel the rhythm. That beat is a drum that has been beating since before you were born. It is the rhythm of God's grace. Say this: my heart is strong, my blood is pure, my mind is clear. I am returning to the design. Something shocking is indeed happening. The world is confused by it. They will wonder why you aren't slowing down. They will wonder why you aren't cynical. Let them wonder. Your life is becoming a sign and a wonder. You are the living proof that the spirit is stronger than matter. You are aging backwards beyond the prophecy, moving into a realm of timelessness where you walk in step with the Eternal One. Do not keep this secret to yourself, yet be careful who you cast your pearls before. Share this video with someone who you know is ready, someone who has been struggling with the weight of age and needs this spark. Send it to them and say, "This is for us." Build your tribe of ageless warriors. And remember, the subscription to this channel is not just a click. It is an alignment with this kind of teaching. We are building a community of people who refuse to bow to the average, who refuse to accept the decline. Join us. The divine command has been issued. The cells are listening. The question is, are you? Walk in this truth today. Let the energy rise. Let the fog clear. You are back. You are renewed. You are ready. Until next time, live in the fullness of your restored prime. But wait, do not click away just yet, because if you stop here, you leave with the inspiration, but without the engine to sustain it. What I'm about to share in these next few minutes is the missing link that 90% of people overlook. They get the motivation, they feel the surge, but 3 days later, the old programming creeps back in. I don't want that for you. I want permanent transformation. So if you are truly serious about this, if you are part of that 1% who is ready to rewrite their genetic destiny, stay with me, because we need to talk about the hidden saboteur that is likely living in your house, in your routine, and in your mind right now. We need to address the science of epigenetic switches. You see, for years, science told us that we were victims of our genes. If your father had a bad heart, you'd have a bad heart. If your mother aged early, you'd age early. But the spiritual truth, which science is finally catching up to, is that your genes are not a sentence. They are a suggestion. They are a blueprint. But you are the architect. You have these things called markers on your genes. Think of them like light switches. Your lifestyle, your thoughts, and your spiritual connection flip these switches on or off. Right now, stress, cynicism, and the belief that I am getting old are flipping the decay switches to the on position. You are literally instructing your body to break down. But when you apply the principles we just discussed, when you walk with the posture of a king or queen, when you claim your restoration, you are flipping those switches off. You are turning on the repair and rejuvenate genes. This isn't just positive thinking. It is biological engineering driven by spiritual authority. Let me give you a concrete example that affects almost everyone watching this over the age of 35. It is the phenomenon of toxic nostalgia. We often think looking back at the good old days is harmless. We look at photos of ourselves at 20 and sigh, thinking, I looked so good then. Listen to me closely. That sigh is a signal of decay. When you pine for the past, you are telling your cells that your best days are behind you. You are energetically aligning with a version of yourself that no longer exists, rather than the powerful entity you are becoming. You are anchoring your identity in a ghost. To age backwards, you must fall in love with your future. You must be more excited about who you are becoming next year than who you were 10 years ago. Scripture says, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Do you see the biological wisdom in that spiritual command? The new thing cannot manifest if your psychological gripping hand is holding onto the past. Let go. The version of you that is coming has wisdom that the 20-year-old you couldn't comprehend. That 20-year-old had smooth skin, but they were filled with insecurity. You have the power to have the vitality of youth combined with the steel backbone of wisdom. That is a dangerous combination. That is what makes you a force of nature. Now, I need to challenge you on something very practical. It's about the company you keep. There is a concept in neuroscience called mirror neurons. When you look at someone, your brain mimics their state. If you are constantly surrounded by people who complain about their aches, their pains, their medications, and how terrible the world is, your biology will mimic theirs to build rapport. It is a subconscious survival mechanism. You start aging to fit in with your tribe. This is a hard truth, but you may need to audit your circle. I'm not saying you cut off your family or old friends, but you must guard your heart and your mind. You need to find people who are running the same race as you. That is why this community here on YouTube is so vital. When you see a comment from someone else who is refusing to bow to age, it triggers your mirror neurons to believe it is possible for you too. That is why I ask you to comment. Not for the algorithm, but for the evidence. When you type, I am renewing my youth, you are planting a flag. And when you read others doing the same, you're building a collective reality. So, if you haven't yet, scroll down right now and declare it. Right, my best days are ahead. Do it. It changes the atmosphere. Let's go deeper into the observer effect. Quantum physics tells us that the act of observing a particle changes its behavior. How does this apply to your wrinkles, your energy, your gray hair? Most people observe their body with judgment. You look in the mirror and you zoom in on the floor. You see the line, the sag, the spot. You stare at it with disdain. You are observing it with the energy of rejection. And what you reject persists. What you judge locks into place. I want you to try a radical experiment for the next 7 days. It's called the gaze of love. When you look in the mirror, look into your own eyes first. Connect with the spirit inside the shell. Then look at your face and body with gratitude. Thank your legs for carrying you. Thank your face for expressing your emotions. When you observe your body with love, you change the chemical bath your cells are floating in. Instead of cortisol and stress hormones from self-judgment, you release oxytocin and dopamine. These are the elixirs of youth. You literally wash your cells in healing chemistry just by changing how you look at yourself in the bathroom mirror. It sounds too simple to be true, but the most powerful spiritual technologies are always simple. The world wants to sell you a complex cream. God gives you the power of your own attention. Now, before I reveal the final, most potent secret regarding your sleep, which is where 90% of this restoration happens, I want to address the midlife awakening. Society calls it a crisis. They say you buy a sports car or change your hair because you are panicking. No, that is the world's cynical interpretation. What is actually happening around age 40 or 50 is that the soul is waking up. You have spent the first half of your life building the container, the career, the family, the reputation. The second half is about filling that container with pure spirit. You feel restless, not because something is wrong, but because you are ready for the next level of your destiny. That restlessness is fuel. Do not medicate it. Do not numb it with hours of television or mindless scrolling. Use it. That energy is the raw material for your transformation. If you feel an urge to paint, paint. If you feel an urge to learn a new language, attention. You need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.